wants to talk. But welcome, everyone, to our recognition event. It is a recognition event. It is different. So I'm not in my office. I'm in my living room. I tried to make a presentation type. I put balloons way too high. A presentation type stage for you, and I got all gussied up for you for our event. But just some quick reminders for this event. I'll be muting participants unless asked to share so we don't have background noise. Once the official event is over, I'm going to stay on the call for questions and discussions as usual. We are recording, and I would love to have our Homage staff have the chance to see your faces. So if you feel comfortable, do please leave the camera on. It's not often that our staff gets to see our volunteers, so it's kind of nice for us to see your faces. I see Susan and Francis just jumped on. I might not see everybody else, but hi, welcome Susan and Francis. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. Keep the camera on. And we have some very special guests today. You are our faithful volunteers. We are here to honor you today. Usually we say we have special guests to come and speak to you. And we do have special people coming to speak to you, but you are the ones being honored today. So I would like to address something that some of our newer volunteers have always said to me. Why am I being honored? I haven't had the chance to serve yet, or I haven't served many hours. And the answer is that we are still living through the effects of the pandemic, and we could not predict when our schools would be ready to reopen and, for our volunteers. So that's the point. You're here, you're willing, and you put in your time, you're ready. You've stuck in with us through all of this crazy pandemic in these past few years and everything that it's thrown at us. And we're still standing, we're ready, we're waiting to offer assistance. So we are here to honor you for if you have served or if you have not served, because you've still put in time to learn this program and to learn how to work with children. So to honor you today, we do have some special people from Homage who are going to be sharing some messages and words of encouragement and words of thank you. And then we also, during a little bit later, we have a message from one of our government representatives. I guess we'll go ahead and start actually with our Homage CEO, Keith Bell. We don't get to see Keith too often. He is quite busy running all the different 16 or 20 programs at Homage and keeping the cogs moving. But this is his first event. He's only been with Homage, I think, just under a year. And I'll go ahead and let Keith take it away. I think you might have to wait. You have to unmute yourself because I did mute you. Sorry about that, Keith.
I guess it would be helpful for me to unmute, wouldn't it? So yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. And again, my name is Keith Bell. Thank all of you very much for being here this afternoon. Allied and Michelle asked me to just come in and say hello and to just kind of thank you for what you do. But what you do is it requires so much more than that. There is no way that Homage could provide the level of services that we provide without the volunteers. You are very crucial to what we do. There's just no way that we could do this. Homage is very much a part of the infrastructure of Snohomish County. There are things that we do that if we don't do them, people may not eat. There's situations where we may be the only contact with people in a week. The outreach that we have, the outreach that you folks provide, the services that you assist us with, makes it possible for us to really serve the very vulnerable population of Snohomish County. We have partners throughout the area, and we get lots of requests. And again, without volunteers, without people who are willing to take the time to join in to help us provide those services, we really could not make it happen. So, and I just want to take this time to say thank you. You are valuable. We could not do it without you. And hopefully, very hopefully soon, we're going to get through this COVID thing and we can start to do these events in person, and I can get a chance to actually sit down and meet with all of you. So again, I just want to say thank you. And it is absolutely my pleasure to be here. And again, hopefully I get to meet you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Keith. We appreciate your time today.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Um, so to jump back to my little intro here. Today we start with kind of a sad announcement. Our lovely outreach specialist, Kate, is leaving the program. She's off to other adventures and experiences, but she did leave a message for us. Her last week is next Thursday, I think, is her last day. So anyone who would like to send her an email or any voice message, you're welcome to do that up until next Thursday. But here is the message that she sent for me to read to you. Congratulations to all our amazing foster grandparent and senior companion volunteers, because this goes to the other program as well. I've had the privilege of working with both programs and the volunteers, and have been tremendously impressed by the wonderful service they offer to the children and older adults they support. They show up willingly to be a much needed listening ear for those who are isolated. They bring encouragement and guidance to students who need an extra boost to support. During this time of COVID, they remained committed as ever to their programs and adapted to continue to participate in the program and serve as they could. Thank you for all that you do to support your community. And that is from Kate. Next, I'm actually going to go ahead and introduce you to our AmeriCorps lead. So our program within Homage, we have two AmeriCorps senior programs. There are 3 AmeriCorps senior programs total throughout the United States, but we are very lucky to be able to facilitate 2 of them. And the senior companion program has been around, I think, for a couple years longer than foster grandparent. So our lead for all of our AmeriCorps programs at Homage is she's a wonderful mentor. She's a fantastic support. It's Mary Ann Higgins, the Senior Companion Program Coordinator. Mary Ann, you want to share?
Great. Thank you, Adelaide. Thank you so much for inviting me to join you guys today. I am happy to be here with you and share a few different messages. First, I'd like to share a message from Candace Zardis, who is our wonderful AmeriCorps Seniors Program Assistant here at Homage. So she works with both of programs, and you have her to thank every time you receive a check in the mail. She's the one who processes timesheets and makes sure that that gets out to you each month. So she isn't with us today, but she wanted to share this message. So she says, to all of you, I am behind the scenes staff. I am a behind the scenes staff person managing the paperwork and timesheets for both foster grandparent and senior companion programs. I do love to hear the stories of our volunteers and the work you guys are doing in the community. I want to thank you for your service and for getting your paperwork completed and timesheets in on time. It's a pleasure to support you in the service that you provide. So that's a nice message from Candace. And yes, definitely, she's the one who loves to see your timesheets on time. So just a little reminder about that. Okay, and now I'd like to share a little bit myself to you guys. Thank you so much for all your service. So my message to you, wonderful AmeriCorps Seniors volunteers, is you that choose to serve as Homage foster grandparents, because you took the time to reach out to find out about this volunteer opportunity, to apply, attend the in-person or virtual trainings, complete all the required paperwork and background checks, which I know is not an easy feat. There's a lot of paperwork initially when you come on board. So we really appreciate all the effort it takes to come on to this program and become a volunteer. Um, and you did all of that to be able to use your extra time to be a part of this program, to support the youth in your community. There are foster grandparents all across the country in similar settings. But you're making a difference and supporting the youth in your local communities. So Kent and Seattle, Shoreline, Linwood, Everett, Marysville, and more, all throughout King County and Snohomish County. So, and we hope you feel the structure and support of this program is an added benefit to your involvement. Because AmeriCorps seniors, they do report that volunteers often have improved health after serving several years in this program. And I hope you feel that, that support and that improved health as if you've been involved for a while, or hopefully as you are able to get started, if you're just getting started. So thank you to all of you for committing to be a part of this national service program to support and help others. You're making a difference, a positive contribution in your community. And as AmeriCorps seniors, one of their slogans is slogans slogans is that you bring out the best in America. So thank you so much. And I really appreciate, and I know I've had the chance to meet some of you and look forward to meeting the rest of you, at some point in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Ann. All right. I'm going to pull my little. So you will see that Michelle Fry is here on the call today, and I have a message from her. She is my direct supervisor. She is the direct supervisor over both AmeriCorps programs, but she's been having some issues with her throat, and she wanted to be here and be supportive, but she didn't feel she would be able to speak today. So, but before I share her message, I just wanted to say that I'm so grateful and impressed by both Mary Ann and Michelle's dedication to the program, to foster grandparent in particular. Michelle has a lot of responsibilities at Homage, and foster grandparent is just one of the many things that she juggles. But she puts in a lot of time and effort to actually get to know the ins and outs of the program, and she often will ask how the volunteers are doing and check back with me weeks later, on well, how's that one person doing, and have you given them a call, and just to see how people are actually doing. And she shares resources for me to pass along. Both Mary Ann and Michelle share resources to pass along to the volunteer, like community resources, to make sure that you have what you need to serve. So I'm going to go ahead and read her message, but I wanted to give those kudos to the rest of our team at Homage, because a lot of the times it's just my face and my voice that you get to see. Woo, lucky you. But there's a lot of people that help to get this program or continue this program running. So here is Michelle's message. I want to personally thank each and every one of you for your volunteer contribution to Homage and their foster grandparent program. Your volunteer work touches the lives of Snohomish and King County youth. You show up and let youth know you care about them, that you want them to succeed, and that you are there to help them succeed. What an investment you've made in your communities and schools. Thank you so much for your caring contribution. And that's from Michelle. I don't know if you can wave, Michelle, but oh, there you go. You're waving. All right. So thank you, Michelle, and we hope your throat gets better, because that's just miserable. Especially in summer, right? Where it's just beautiful out. You want to get out and go do things and you can't. Um, so I personally wish that I had a golden award for each of you. Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of funding. I'm just going to hold up a statue because we're going to call this the Angel Awards. This is my angel that we keep in my dining room. but she's just a sweet angel who watches over us. And I just think I was setting up today and I looked over and saw her and I thought, well, that's what an award would be appropriate for our volunteers, because they're like angels. They're like sweet grandparents that swoop in and come and help and accept and care for the children, and help the children when they need it, and they're a listening ear. But I don't have, 40 of these beautiful statues. But what we did do is we sent out this month's packets and we sent you some certificates, some cards, and we have like a $10 gift card from Fred Meyer, and drum roll, free COVID tests. Yay! So those will be coming your way in the next few days. And then I do to share a little more about this program, I do actually have a PowerPoint to share with you. Let me pull that up. And hopefully I wasn't talented enough to be able to work out like some what's that? What is that? Da, 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 the fox, or what is it? The big news, you guys know what I mean. When a movie starts rolling and this big, searchlight, I didn't get to do that, but I will share the PowerPoint, which has no sound.
Fanfare.
The fanfare. Thank you, Sam. Just imagine the fanfare. Um, all right. Says it's preparing my slides. It's loading my presentation. Oh, that looks small to me. Does that look small to you? Are you seeing it full size? Yeah. Okay, great. All right. So I've never shared PowerPoint on Teams, so I'm looking at it and it's showing me a smaller screen, but what are the next frames coming next? So here is Homage, Well-Being as We Age. Sorry, there we go. So 2022 Homage AmeriCorps Foster Grandparent Program Recognition Awards. This will be hopefully going up on our media site so you can all take a peek at it and maybe send it to your friends or send a link to your friends. And here's our very exciting red carpet. I wish I had a red carpet for you, but here is your red carpet. Thank you for being a part of the Foster Grandparent Program, whether you've served recently or have been patiently waiting to serve through the difficulties of this pandemic. You are an important part of a much bigger team serving our community. From the start of 2022 until right now, the foster grandparent volunteers have contributed 4,918 hours of service to children in our community. It sounds like a great number. It's a good number. It's a solid number. Unfortunately, it's not what we had pre-pandemic. So the numbers in my heart are a bit lower than I would want, but that's because of the pandemic. And that's still 4,918 hours of support to children who needed it and received it that wouldn't have otherwise gotten it. Now we don't have the numbers for 2022 for Homage, but you are part of the Homage team as well. And under that umbrella, I'm going to give you the numbers from last year. Because I think we're still on target to have similar numbers. But in 2021, 567 Homage volunteers, you are included in that number, served 58,655 hours of service throughout mostly Snohomish County, because Homage is a Snohomish County agency, but also through the AmeriCorps programs into King County. Through programs under the following categories. We have 5 different major categories, and we have health and wellness, food and nutrition, transportation, home repair, and social services. Here's a few pictures of the different programs that different volunteers serve at under Homage. So you'll see in the top left corner one of our actual staff members in the kitchens at Homage with the meal programs and Meals on Wheels program. The center pictures 2 gentlemen working on a ramp that's being installed. The top right is Neo. She's one of our ADRN volunteers, or not volunteers, staff members who helps to direct phone lines or phone calls to the appropriate departments. She also takes on her own cases and helps with other various programs throughout Homage, but she's kind of one of the first lines of defense for Homage when someone comes to us. Bottom left is one of our drivers who's driving one lovely lady to an event. And then the bottom right is a beautiful picture from one of the events held at the Center for Healthy Living. And all these people get to have these wonderful events because of Homage, and because of the volunteers that participate in these programs. In addition to being part of the Homage team of volunteers, you are also part of a much larger volunteer network. And recently we had a webinar for a bunch of different AmeriCorps programs all over the United States. I only grabbed like 10 or 11 of the labels of these different agencies. So AmeriCorps has many foster grandparent programs, not just one per state. Sometimes each state has many, but they're facilitated by different nonprofit organizations from all over the United States. I've had the chance to speak to some of these people during breakout rooms for webinars and trainings. But just to read a few, we've got the City of Albuquerque Department of Senior Affairs in New Mexico. They actually have a foster grandparent program. Cardinal Ritter Senior Services in St. Louis, Missouri. Seniors in Service has a foster grandparent program in Sparks, Nevada. Mountain Projects, Waynesville, North Carolina. It's an agency called Mountain Projects. And then we have the Great Lakes Intertribal Council Incorporated. I'm going to ruin this, but it's in Lac du Flambeau, Wisconsin. Or maybe it's Lac du Flambeau. Anyways, very exotic, exciting name. Elder Care Services in Tallahassee, Florida. One Hope United in Mount Vernon, Illinois. Pepperdine University has a foster grandparent program in Los Angeles. Easter Seals in Clarkston, Georgia has an FGP. Community of Action of Southern Kentucky in Scottsville, Kentucky has an FGP. And then Fresno Economic Opportunity Commission in Fresno, California. So those are literally just a handful of the foster grandparent programs throughout parts of the United States. There are so many. I was trying to see if I could access a list, and then I realized it would be just way too much. But we're part of a big patchwork quilt, and our little corner of the states, we're it. But it's a huge organization with lots of volunteers. And so I was able to pull up some different pictures from different FGPs. So we have this cute little group in their uniforms. We do, by the way, now have smocks and vests for in-person service that will be mailed out to you in the fall if you haven't already received one. And they are just the little vest. They've got a big patch on the back, and then you can wear your name tag, and that will just distinguish you between the staff members and yourself. Here's a few lovely foster grandparents in different parts of the United States. We've got the next group. These lovely ladies participating in classroom activities. And again, more kids. Look at these cute kids everywhere. So your volunteer efforts and the willingness to serve have not gone unnoticed. I actually received an email from Senator Murray. I reached out and said we're having an event. We're going to have a recognition event. And in the past, she's actually sent representatives to come and be part of our virtual recognition events. I reached out a little late, but she did send a letter to cover both programs, the foster grandparent program and the senior companion program. So I'm just going to read that. I tried to cut and paste it into the presentation, but I think because it's like a protected document, because it's an official United States Senate document, I was not able to cut and paste it. So I'm just going to read it to you while you look at lovely Senator Murray. It was written July 13th. Dear friends, while I regret I'm unable to join you all, I would like to express my gratitude for the AmeriCorps senior programs across King and Snohomish counties. I also want to extend my deepest appreciation to all the volunteers for their tireless dedication to our seniors and families. Seniors are, oh, this is the part that covers Senior Companion. Seniors are vital members of our community. For the past 57 years, the AmeriCorps Foster Grandparent Program allowed Washington seniors has allowed Washington seniors the opportunity to share their compassion with King and Snohomish County schools, hospitals, treatment centers, correctional institutions, and child care centers. The past year has been incredibly difficult for all Americans. Despite the challenging times, many dedicated AmeriCorps senior volunteers continue to serve their communities in the face of adversity through the foster grandparent program. Volunteers handled the challenging world around them with such grace and made a substantial impact in the lives of the children, adolescents, and families they serve. With such a strong commitment to improving the lives of those around them, it is no wonder that such groups as Serve Washington and Seattle Rainier Radio have taken notice. I would like, which is very cool because you never know if they're going to actually respond to letters that we send them saying, "Hey, look at our volunteers." Um, I would like to take this time to encourage every individual involved. I lost my place. Hang on one second. Involved in AmeriCorps Seniors Program to continue the good work that you are doing. It certainly does not go unnoticed. I wish you all a wonderful celebration. Sincerely, Patty Murray, United States Senator. And it's got like the official letterhead and everything. I believe I can print, I'm allowed to print these out and I'll send them in the next packet. But it was just quite exciting to actually have her take notice and send that letter out to us. So, thank you to our Washington State. And now, again, we are the only foster grandparent program currently in Washington State. But thank you to our Washington State foster grandparent volunteers in random order. And I'm going to announce your names, completely random order. Michael Van Ditto, Sandy Van, Beverly Cyril, Patty Stoddard, Verna Doherty. Some of these names they squished in kind of funny in the bubble. Naomi Paharit, Linda Pete, Kui Huasu, who is also goes by Grandma Ann, Yamane Tesfazion, and our very recently retired Shu Yao Shan. She's just retired from the program. We also have Kaimin Chen, Guoju Li, Shu Fang Dang, Fang Lan Li, Jinxia He, Bonnie Yoshitomi, Sharon Jones, Christina Farrell, Olga Rutledge, Kiju Thompson. Oh, I put Bonnie in twice. Oops. Bonnie gets awarded twice. Sam Gilliam, Mary Lucy Floyd, Teresa Trudeau, Eileen Bongo. We have Gay Harris, Churan Han, Tom Fleege, Cedar Hyde, Suzette Jaworski. We have our couples, which is always lovely to have sets of grandparents. Roy and Denise Martell, Alan and Dottie Villasvik, Sri Devi and Prasad Gadi, Kong Shen Zhang and his wife Bo Yu. We have Francis and Susan Robbie. I think that's it. I think I got everybody. I hope I got everybody. I looked at the roster and everything. But thank you so much. This concludes our July 2022 volunteer virtual recognition. We appreciate everything that you all do for us. Let me hit stop presenting. There we go. So thank you all. We appreciate you. Your packets should be coming to you very soon in the mail. They were mailed out a couple days ago, and you'll get your free COVID tests. One real quick remark on those free COVID tests. The expiration date on the box is actually not the correct expiration date because the FDA and whoever else is in charge of that has extended those for an extra 3 months. I printed that extension on a piece of paper and taped it to each box so you'd know that it wasn't expired. But feel free to utilize those. I think they're good until, I want to say, September, October, but check the dates on them. It'll be 3 months from the box date that it gets extended. So that's all we have. Thank you all for coming today, and thank you for all that you do. We appreciate everything. If you'd like to stay and ask a few questions, you are welcome to. I'm going to stay right on here, and you'll have to unmute yourself because I don't have that control. But otherwise, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be in touch. Thank you.